It's like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I've had a really interesting day. And I'm just chilling out watching card reading for no apparent reason other than to hear someone's voice. Because it's been one of those fucking days. And I opened YouTube, and the first thing that popped up was this woman that looks like a younger version of my grandmother. And she was reading cards, and I clicked it, and I swear to God, I feel like I've been transported like 50 years back into the past, and I'm seeing a version of my grandmother read tarot cards. And my grandma actually taught me a lot about tea leaves and the mystical things and stuff. She comes from a long line of sacred women. Some of those women in history, the mythology books call them goddesses. But to me, they were just my ancestors. So what happened today, right? Well, they've been working on the roof for 3 days now. And by the way, if you hear weird slopping noises, Lily is apparently 1:30 in the morning, or 12, whatever the fucking time it is her time to eat. So that's what that is. I'm trying to charge my phone. Hold on. There she is. So I'm trying to, this morning I was laying in bed till around 11. Not because I was like overly tired or anything. I didn't want to get out of bed. There was really nothing that I needed to get done today. There's nobody that I speak to at all throughout the day, not family or friends or anything. I mean, I don't really have any friends to speak to at all. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. I'm giving you I'm letting you into my life, basically. Those of you with good intentions and pure hearts. So yeah, I laid in bed, and then their banging started getting even louder and louder and louder, and they were at it since 6 in the morning, and I didn't really get much rest anyway. So I got up, I took a shower, made some coffee, checked YouTube and stuff, and I noticed there's like no comments, there's no updates, there's nothing going on YouTube, like nothing was even updated on my newsfeed or anything. I checked the other social medias, and nothing needed my attention. Checked Facebook to see if friends or family or anything messaged me. Not a dang thing. Doesn't really surprise me. It's been like this for years. So I figured I'll go outside, and I'll go check on the yard and the garden and pick some mulberries and like make some mulberry cake, right? So I go out there and I start cleaning up the garden plot that I have. And then I finished cleaning it up, and I checked on the plants and pruned some of them, cleaned some of the stuff off and took the weeds out, well, the blades of grass that were growing in between the plants. And I get up and I go towards the mulberry tree to pick some of the berries, and there's these 2 Mexican guys sitting there that live in the building, and they started shit talking about me in Mexican. And I was like, okay, little do you know. So I just let them keep talking. And then they left, and then the other lady, the building service coordinator, showed up. And she's like, oh, look at your garden. It looks so nice. But can you make sure it doesn't overgrow like that? And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, it's kind of growing over the edges. I'm like, I'm sorry, do you want me to send a memo to Mother Nature and have her stay within the lines for you? And she started laughing. And I'm like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, in a really funny way. Like, I was really dumbfounded that she would say something like that. And she's like, I don't know, maybe you can do something. And I'm like, do you have fences? She's like, no. I'm like, do you have a rototiller I can use? She's like, no. I'm like, do you have men that can help me do this? You know, that can dig 2-3 feet deep into the soil to get rid of the roots of the things that you don't want growing, which was the grass in the building, the grass that the building people plant. And she's like, no, it's okay. And I'm like, obviously it's not okay. You came down here, it's right next to me, and you're telling me that my plot's overgrown. So what do you want me to do about it? And she's like, nothing, it's okay. I'm like, and I stopped her right there. I'm like, stop lying, first of all. Second, I've been through enough shit to realize when something's bothering somebody and they're not telling me. And third, why are you even standing here right now if you didn't want something out of me? So we started talking, and I told her all the crap that's been going on in the building again. And she sat there and she's like, I'm so sorry. Why don't you stand up for yourself? And I'm like, this is me standing up to myself, and I've been standing up to myself for 3 years, to myself and for myself, and none of you have done anything about it. And she's like, that's not true. I'm like, when's the last time you reprimanded Linda for threatening to kill me? And she didn't say anything. I'm like, what did you do when those two and the other one threatened to kill my dog, the puppy I had? And she's like, they did what? I'm like, yeah, I told you that they did, and you didn't do anything about it, but you're complaining at me about the garden. And she's like, oh, I thought you were joking. I'm like, would I joke about something like that? So eventually she, like, after about 10 minutes of us talking back and forth, and it was genuinely talking, she leaves, and I pick up my bowl of berries I was picking while she was complaining at me. And I go back inside, and I'm like, something cracked in my sanity. And I went back downstairs, and I swear to God Almighty, I heard Gaia's voice in my being. Rip this fucking garden apart. So I did. I took the same shovel she wanted me to sit there shoveling 3 feet into the ground to get rid of grass roots that her janitor planted. And I tore up the entire thing I had spent 2 months growing. All my roses, all my mint, sage, rosemary, lavender, tamarind, peppers, jalapenos, tomatoes, purslane, basil, random flowers. I tore it all the fuck up. Threw the shovel on the ground, left the remnants on there. And then I came back again with potted plants, put all the plants in pots, and then put the pots on top of the garden plot. I can be petty. I can be real petty. But at the same time, that was the most justice thing I could do. Oh, I'm sorry. Nature's overgrowing where I touch it. Surprise! Let me remedy this for you. So I put them all in pots. Now they have about 13 different pots on a plot of land that's like 2 feet long. Now they can complain about that, which is actually something they can complain about. So yeah, and then 2 weeks ago, the downstairs neighbor that gave me Lily the cat a few years ago came up here drunk off his ass and tried to rape me in my apartment. And I told these people, and I called the police, and they did nothing. Nothing. Remember that black girl I told you about that was a neighbor downstairs that threatened to kill me and shoot me in the toe a few times? They didn't do anything about her either. So the reason I pulled the stunt with the garden today and tore it all up was because I want to see exactly what side they're working for. Because if it was any God-loving person, they would have been like, wow, your garden looks amazing. Can I get some cuttings? But instead, she's like, it's overgrowing. Can you maintain it? So now we know that she's also part of the Roma fan club. It's been a really fucked up day. I just don't comprehend why people think that my kindness is weakness. And then when I came back upstairs into the apartment, they started banging again right on top of my unit. Like literally on top of my unit. But all the employees were on the other side of the building. One douchebag was standing on top of this roof, banging onto it for no fucking reason. So I went outside in a fucking dress with a facial hair, my hair all wet, and I sat there, and lo and behold, every single person in that building came out there and sat there and stared at me from the front door. I shit you not. And then one of the elderly black women came up to me and she's like, "Honey, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "A lot of people are talking shit about you. And I just want to make sure you're okay because you haven't done anything wrong as far as I've seen. And there's people saying you've done crazy shit." I'm like, "I know. It's okay." And she sat there and she's like, do you want me to kick their ass? Do you want me to? She's like, don't let them do this to you. Put them in their place. I'm like, "I know. I'm doing it in my own way." In 1 week, I've had my life threatened, my dog's life threatened, garden destroyed, people trying to molest me, people messaging other people that are subscribed to my channel pretending to be me asking for money. So if anybody pretends to be me asking you for money, please don't. Like, don't do that. Don't give them money. If you're gonna give me money for anything, there is a link on my fucking videos that says PayPal donations. You copy paste that into your web search browser and you click enter, and it'll take you directly into the page where it says WRA William Roma Arsenos PayPal Eva Sophia. If it does not say that, it is not mine. So yeah. And so I came back upstairs, started watching some Netflix, thinking I'm gonna watch something that has absolutely no relevance to my life whatsoever. So I clicked a series on Netflix called Sex Life or something, because I have no sex life. So I figured this can't possibly have anything in common with me. Not 5 minutes into the show, the main character's name is Billy. She's a brown-haired Middle Eastern woman that dated somebody who screwed her over, and then she got into a different relationship, and then he came back and screwed her life over again. I watched 3 episodes, and in one scene I cried. One. And it was a scene where she's sitting in her maternity chair with her baby breastfeeding, and she's having a flashback of a moment with her previous partner. And then the way the acting was in that show, the way her face looked, reminded me of every time people look at me when I'm having a flashback and how they look at me. And I finally saw the way my face looks when I'm having a flashback, because I saw it on TV with a character named after me living a life that I never got to live because my womb was taken out. Bet you didn't know that, did you? It was literally taken out of me. So when people ask me, "Are you transgender?" I don't know how to respond to that. Not really. I was born a hermaphrodite. I had ovaries and a womb. I have been to doctors. They have done sonograms. They have done x-rays. They have done fucking oscopies of different kinds checking in there. And I literally had ovaries and a womb. And there's scar tissue to prove it. So the fact that I have a penis and testicles now is a simple testament to the power of the human body to adapt to change. It's disgusting what they did to me. And then to be told that I've manifested this all myself. I'd bitch slap them all if I could. But I'll leave that up to God. I have cried every fucking day for 4 years. Almost 5 now, if you count the year I was with someone I dated a while ago. I cried nearly the entire last year we were together because I kept having fucking visions and psychic flashes of us separating, and then I would see myself in this apartment doing this back when I was still in Lake Geneva in like 2015. I would see myself and have nightmares of this life. This life used to be my nightmare. And now I'm living it every fucking day, and even though I've died repeatedly, Christ himself has brought me back every fucking time. And you better believe I've been pissed at God. Why would you keep bringing me back into this place of people that do not appreciate me? They slander my name, they steal my world, and then they label me as the devil. I was the mother. How dare you people use me as a scapegoat? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So yeah, it's like 2 o'clock, and the video I clicked, the card reading, from a completely different card reader. I wasn't even checking what the fuck's going on. I just wanted to click a video to hear someone's voice. And not 20 minutes, not even 10 minutes into the video, like before the 20-minute mark, she started crying. She's like, I don't know who I'm picking up on, but this person is so pure, they've been so hurt, blah, blah. And she fucking, like, lost it. Yesterday I was watching another card reader, and both new card readers. Like, none of them that I've ever been to, and none of them that I've ever seen. It's just random videos I clicked. She started crying. Last week I went through 4 different card readers. Each and every one of them cried. Every time they pick up my energy, they think I'm an earth angel, sacred something of Mother Mary. And they keep using the word pure, unimaginable love, so much power and potential, etc., etc. But they have no idea it's me. You guys have no idea who I am either. A few of you do, which I find really weird. But hey, I guess God works in mysterious ways. So, yeah. I'm not hiding from who I am and who I was, or who I'm transforming into again and again and again. I'm so tired of this Phoenix thing. Fucking flaming chicken nuggets. And then in every reading, people show up, people's energy shows up in readings that have nothing to do with me anymore. Which has me thinking, am I still carrying that energy around? Which then puts me in a fucking insanity loop of constantly digging through every cell of my body to get all the remnants of their filth out of me. And I'm starting to think that it's a trap. There's nothing wrong with me. And there's nothing wrong with this world. What's wrong is how people treat each other. Lily, stop being creepy. Stop being creepy. Yeah, this pile of laundry was meant to be done a few days ago. And they raised the prices on the washer and dryer. So now, because I can't get to a laundromat, and because I have nobody with a car that wants to help me to get anywhere to, like, near a laundromat, and the laundromat here by my place is closed down, I have to pay $1.75 to wash one blanket, and then $1.75 to dry per. And all this was meant to be given away to people. So I can't even wash it to give it away. So it's just sitting here. Fucking fuck, dude. Like the problems I've been having. And then the way these card readers, these intuitives pick up on my energy, these people on the street, they like get dumbfounded just staring at me. And I notice it. I used to think it was because like there was something wrong with me, but I noticed it in someone's eyes today. It clicked. It's like they're seeing an angelic presence, and I never noticed it before. The way they look when they look at me, it's as if they're looking at something they can't believe is standing in front of them. Today, the service coordinator lady, she was standing there talking to me, and I was under the, like in the bush of the, like the tree trunk and the bush were like intertwined, and I was in the middle of the archway picking berries from inside the bush. And she was standing outside by where the sun was shining down, right? But the sun wasn't shining on her, which was weird. The sun, which was directly up with no clouds, was bursting in my face. But her, she was somehow in a shadow. But there was no shadow there, which was very weird to me. And I noticed with the sun on my face when I was speaking to her, it was like I was transmitting sun messages to her through me and my feet on the ground. And I swear to God, it felt like my skin started glowing and glowing and glowing until I couldn't hear myself speak, but I knew I was speaking. And then I noticed like everything's really bright and I can't even see the leaves of the tree. And then she's like, okay, well, I gotta go. And then she like looked down, like her head bowed down, and she kind of like went towards the floor. And then like she noticed like what she was doing, and she got up and like picked something up off the floor to the side of her and walked away. It was the weirdest fucking experience I've had in a very long time. And I sat there for a minute in that bush, just like looking around thinking, what the fuck just happened? So I'm obviously divinely protected. I'm obviously divinely guided. And I'm obviously divine. And some of you can't handle it. Excuse me, I gotta sneeze. Bless me, thank you, you're welcome. Ha ha ha, I did it myself. Thank you, somebody said bless you. Lily, I swear to God, if you get another fucking splinter in your paw, I'm leaving it there. She attacks the, whatever it's called, the wooden panels. She like scratches the fuck out of them and then gets stuck under her nails, and then she can't walk and she goes, meh, meh, meh. And I'm like, why the fuck are you doing that then? So now if she does it again, I'm just leaving it in there for at least 10 minutes and then I'm going to take it out of her. Because it's ridiculous. Let me show you. You better run, you little fucking gremlin. Look at that. Look at all this loveliness. This was all like that. Yeah, you did this. Yeah, you did. You did this. Why do you do this? No, you gotta stop doing this. You cannot scratch this. You don't even care. I know you don't. What do you want me to do? You get little splinters in those paws, and then I gotta sit here trying to wrestle you with a fucking tweezer to get him out of there. Why you do this? Why? Don't you purr at me. You're naughty. No, you can't purr. No, you stop it right now. You stop this purring right now. Stop it right now. Give me this ear. Why is your head so small? Why is his head so small? Okay. Boop. 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 Give me that belly. Give me that belly. Give me the belly. Give me that belly. Give me this belly. Yeah, you gotta give me it. It's mine. Don't you puck me. Give me that belly. No, that's my little booty. Right here. That's mine. That's my little booty right here. Meow. Meow. Okay, can we go back to disciplining you now? You can't scratch these walls like this. You're costing me money I don't have right now. Excuse me. Excuse me, you're in trouble. What are you doing? Hello? Mwah. Give me this little chin. Give me this little chin. Just give me it. Ah, fuck, that's gonna cost a lot to fix, isn't it? Don't you dare scratch my foot, you little bitch. Disney can make coats out of you. They have a movie where somebody makes coats out of a dog. Don't make me make a sequel with cats. Don't do it. No. Don't do it. You know, I'm really grateful for you guys. Even my super secret fan club. Which you guys aren't very secret. I mean, every reader I've ever clicked on has picked up on you people messing with me. So, you guys might want to be a little more inconspicuous. Freya help you. Freya help you. Are you literally sitting there chomping your lips as you're doing something like that? Oh, I dare you. Make a fall. Make a fall. Go ahead. I would love to see how fast you're going to run when that entire thing falls on your head. Do you see what I have to live with? The tiniest little monster. Just look at her. Look at that smug little face with the little white eyebrows and her little white furry little fucking cuties. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Give me that tail. me this tail. You gotta give me this tail. Thank you. You tease. Give me that tail. Come on. Give me this tail. Well, I'm sorry, but you're gonna get butt scratches. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm gonna close the video. You want us to meow anything else? I'll take that as a no. Okay. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other. And for fuck's sake, if you have a problem with somebody, try communicating instead of pretending you're in a movie and you're doing some weird fucking con or a game or manipulation. Just fucking talk to each other. You guys waste so much time with distractions and scenarios and what to do in certain situations that you miss the whole point of life. Stop making other people comfortable while you're uncomfortable. Kind of like I did today. I wasn't comfortable doing that gardening thing over there anyway. Every time I went out there, dirty old men were staring at me, crazy old women were threatening to kill me, and all the different ethnicities of people can't fucking comprehend me whatsoever. I mean, I don't blame them, but at the same time, it's like, why am I so different to you people? Anyway, I'm gonna go. Oh, another cool thing that happened. Like 2 hours ago, there was a massive downpour of rain, which I find hilarious considering how much they were repairing the roof. But yeah, there was rain, and I went out there in the middle of the night. It was like 11:30 or like 10:30. And I went out there and I just stood in the pouring rain. I just stood there for like 5 minutes, just letting that ice cold water just pour down on me. And then all that lightning and thunder, complete dark night sky, no one around, middle of the parking lot, just by myself, drenched in rain. It was like the earth was crying with me. If you guys could only see the beauty in things you avoid. The elements themselves are grace incarnate. The rain, the wind, the water, the earth, your hearts. But you're too busy looking and judging and criticizing to notice the beauty all around you. While you poison it and dress it up and call it Mother Earth and you call it fire and whatever else, but in reality it's just expressions of the mind of God. But even that, you think God is an old man on a throne sitting somewhere judging you. So you even miss the point of divinity, because you've humanized God like you humanized animals, like you gendered chairs and knives and forks and flowers and trees. You put genders on them. You label things with colors and titles, and the entire time you miss the point that all this beauty is for you to experience, not to categorize. But it's okay, because when a mind is categorizing something, there's a reason for it that most of you overlook. That reason is fear. The only reason there is any categorization within the psyche of God is due to the energy of fear. There are no dimensions. There are no frequencies. There are no realities. There are no dimensions of whatever the fuck. Okay? This is all the void. The place where God's light. Look. The void. Each star, each glimmer of light that you see is a hole in the tapestry in the firmament of existence. We're in the void, looking up, seeing the past, present, and future. Everything you see in the void is all of existence within that void. Why is all of existence in that void? Because one spark from God came into the void, and you called it the devil. When that spark came here, and I created this place so we could experience what it's like here, with that being there. Now ask yourself, why would the prime creator split itself in two, creating the light of God, the word of God, the grace of God, etc., 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 fractalizing itself, and then sending legions of light, of angles of light, to fall into the void? Why would one become two? Why would the light spin itself into the dark? Why? Don't humanize it. If God is everything, why did one aspect of God come here to create this? The answer will be different to everybody. But the answers I know would make no sense to you anyway. So it doesn't matter. What matters is that you must recognize where you are. God does not categorize. God does not put things into numerical value, and God absolutely does not punish you. If your parents don't do it, why would God do it? And if your parents do it, pretty sure God wouldn't do it. Because God isn't a human, or a man, or a woman, or a conscious kind of bipedal humanoid. And did you ever think, even if you consider the demiurge God, or you consider whatever God, did you ever think how lonely it must be for the infinite, the all, the one, to perpetually be the one? And the only thing it has to love is its own self and its own reflection. And then people call it a narcissistic God. But there is no one else to love, is there, other than itself? So why would it branch off a part of it and throw it into the void, as far away from itself as it can, having it forget everything that it knew and everything that it was connected to? Why would God send itself into somewhere else and have itself forget about itself, and then to live an entire eternity with a nothingness except its own creation? Why would God create another God? That's why. So don't you ever tell me I have no purpose here. Don't you ever tell me that I'm the villain. Don't you ever fucking tell me that it's my fault. Because everything I'm doing here is with God. My body is not a mistake. My life is not a mistake. My choices and my words are not mistakes. I am close to God. And I tell you this with utmost purity. I'm gonna go. Side note, today or tomorrow a webcam will be here, and I'll do some live readings, or maybe one. We'll try to figure it out. So hopefully you guys, like, I'll put a community post up or something, and you guys that are computer, like, tech savvy, maybe you guys can hop into one of the premieres or the, like, live stream things I do, and you can give me some technical advice on what to do and how to work a YouTube live stream, because I'm getting really tired of uploading these videos to my computer and then uploading them to the internet, and then I lose 3 hours of my life just waiting for these things to upload. That doesn't even count the time I take to record it and the time I take to prepare for card readings prior to recording them. So yeah, it's a lot of work to get one video out, and then it means the world to me that those of you that donate and show your support with comments and clicking that fucking like button and just being here and sharing your energy. Thank you. I've been able to get a lot of things to upgrade my life thanks to some of you, and I appreciate it. You guys have been kinder to me than some of my own family and people that I said I love face to face. You, who I would call strangers in the physical world, have been kinder to me, and I thank you. Your kindness will not be forgotten.